Mario Kart 8 has always held a special place in my heart. When I was a kid, me and my siblings got ourselves a brand new console for Christmas. No, we didn't get a shiny new Xbox One or even a PlayStation 4, but instead we got a Wii U. Yeah, I remember the Wii U? You don't? Yeah, I guess that's fair. The poor thing only sold like 15 copies worldwide. But man, did I love this console, dude. It was awesome. I mean, with a game catalog consisting of Wipeout 3, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and Angry Birds Star Wars, what else could 10-year-old me really ask for? However, one game on the Wii U always stood out to me above the rest. That game, of course, being Mario Kart 8. Released in May 2014, Mario Kart 8 was unlike anything ever seen before in the series. I mean, imagine showing someone in 1992 who had only played Super Mario Kart what the series looked like now, they'd lose their mind. Mario Kart 8 built upon many of the features that were previously established in Mario Kart 7, including flying and driving underwater, which were both smoothly integrated into the new track design of the game. And speaking of track design, holy shit, this game nailed it. I mean, just look at Neo Bowser City, for example. This is what the original Neo Bowser City looked like, and this is what Mario Kart 8's Neo Bowser City looked like. The awesome glowing city atmosphere, the slick rainfall across the track, and oh my god, bro, that music, listen to this.
Try not to headbang challenge, double exit.
But I'm getting sidetracked. We'll go more into the track details later on. But just wow, this game blew my 10-year-old mind. Throughout elementary school, Mario Kart 8 stuck by me. I was always just so encapsulated by the game's incredible execution of not just the brand new Nitro courses, but the revamped retro courses of the past. And with the recent release of Mario Kart World, the newest installment of the Mario Kart franchise, I want to take the time to go down memory lane and just express my love for everything Mario Kart 8 did right. From the original launch to the DLC additions and all the way through the booster course pass. If you're ready to listen to me glaze the hell out of this game, get comfortable and let's get started. As previously mentioned, Mario Kart 8 launched in May of 2014, and despite being as polished and revolutionary as it was, it didn't sell nearly as much as Nintendo was hoping, primarily due to the fact that the Wii U itself didn't sell hardly anything.
Peter, where are you going?
Lois, 10 minutes ago I was staring death in the face, but now that I've been given another chance, I'm gonna do the one thing I've always dreamed of doing. I'm gonna jump off this building.
Regardless though, the initial state of Mario Kart 8 was nothing to scoff at. On top of the reworked older features such as the glider and the ability to drive underwater, Mario Kart 8's headlining feature was its anti-gravity. Specifically, basically every single track in the game had this new anti-gravity feature included in it. Karts could drive upside down, on walls, and glide through the air to such an extent that it opened up so many more possible opportunities that the series simply hadn't been able to see before. Upon launch, Mario Kart 8 opened with a character roster of 30, which sounds like quite a good amount until you actually look at the roster. Out of the 30 character spots, 5 of which were baby versions of already existing characters, and 7 were the Koopalings. That's 12 full character spots, or 40% of the entire roster, basically just being pure filler, but it's really not a huge issue and one that would inevitably be improved upon in the near future, but still something worth mentioning. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever actually raced with baby Rosalina? Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought. The game launched with a 50-50 split of both returning and brand new tracks, a fun pattern that had started all the way back in Mario Kart Super Circuit, starting off with 32 tracks spread out between 8 different cups, 4 Nitro and 4 Retro. The brand new racing style of Mario Kart 8 was super fun to experience on both the new and the revamped tracks. At launch, Mario Kart 8 would showcase 16 revamped retro tracks spread across the 4 cups of the Shell Cup, Banana Cup, Leaf Cup, and the Lightning Cup. These 16 returning tracks included some fan favorites such as Wii Moo Moo Meadows, SNES Donut Plains 3, DS Wario Stadium, and N64 Rainbow Road, alongside many others. As far as the 16 brand new Nitro courses went, the 4 cups they were showcased in included the Mushroom Cup, the Flower Cup, the Special Cup, and mine and many others' favorite cup in the entire game, the Star Cup. Some brand new iconic courses included Mariokart Stadium, Shy Guy Falls, Mount Wario, and Bowser's Castle. Now, the best way to showcase the pure excitement of racing on these brand new and these revamped Mario Kart 8 tracks is to actually discuss the tracks as a whole, going into both the big and the little details that I think go to make Mario Kart 8 as great as it is. For starters, Mario Kart 8 is genuinely just fun as hell to play. While other games in the series are of course fun in their own right, there's something so special about racing in Mario Kart 8. Every track is unique and there's no telling what could end up happening at any given time. With 4 different speed classes plus mirror mode, there's an ideal racing style for everyone. The customization of choosing your favorite character and then building your own kart combination is so awesome. You decide how you want to play and in turn build your own playstyle based off of that. Want to purely go fast? Boom, just focus on speed and acceleration stats. Want to purely focus on handling and drifting? Boom, handling and traction. Want to just make a really cool looking kart? You best believe that's a possibility. The game runs at a crisp 60 frames per second and simply just looks great too. It's not just certain nitpicky tracks either. Pull up basically any track in the game and I guarantee you it will look gorgeous. Let's take Wild Woods for example, one of the original DLC tracks. Look at how freaking awesome it looks. The racing is smooth, the atmosphere is immersive, and don't think I forgot about that soundtrack either. Every single track in Mario Kart 8 is unique. Even the retro courses bring a new spin on what made them so fun to begin with. Take Tick-Tock Clock for example, which originally debuted on Mario Kart DS all the way back in 2005. While still being a fun track back then, it was arguably kinda ugly and just kinda janky, and this is the Mario Kart 8 version of said Tick-Tock Clock. It keeps the same general feel and vibe of the original while providing a fresh new experience at the same time. Where Mario Kart 8 really excels in is the atmosphere of its tracks. Every track is just super fun to play and each has its own unique soundtrack to go alongside it. And dude, the soundtrack for this game is incredible. Even back when I was just a kid, I was super impressed and shocked by how expansive and bold the soundtrack was for a freaking Mario game. Like some of these are rock songs, some of these are jazz songs, some of these are like blues. It's crazy. It's a freaking Mario Kart racing game and it sounds heavenly. It makes no sense. But back to the racing itself though, possibly my favorite thing about Mario Kart 8 is just the flow of each and every single race. The speed, the drifting around the corners, the small but notable addition of being able to trick off of boost ramps, the unfair but not obnoxiously unfair but still pretty unfair item pool rotation. Everything just comes together really well to such an extent that anyone can easily sit down and just play Mario Kart. You don't need to be a pro and it doesn't take super long to get the hang of the controls. It's just good old fun. The original battle mode for Mario Kart 8 was pretty terrible, not gonna lie, but that didn't affect me too much because I was never ultra keen on playing battle mode to begin with, although it was super cool to see it get a much needed makeover when the deluxe port dropped on the Nintendo Switch. All in all, just the actual gameplay of Mario Kart 8 has always been something super fascinating and something super fun. Just being able to build your own kart however you want and being able to play with that kart, save it for next time, tweak it however you need to, it was always awesome. The most important aspect of Mario Kart 8 for me is just the atmosphere it provides. I sound like a broken record at this point, but legitimately every single race is just good old fun, and that's all that really matters in a racing game. Fortunately, we wouldn't be stuck with just the 32 tracks for too long, which was always expected, as in November of 2014, the first wave of the Mario Kart 8 DLCs were released, which were much needed for sure. This new DLC included some brand new characters to freshen up the character roster, including Link and some costumes for both Mario and Peach. More importantly, however, was the addition of some brand new tracks. These new tracks came in the form of both the Triforce and the Egg Cup, which introduced some new iconic tracks and brought forth some older tracks as well. Some of my personal favorites from the first wave of DLCs included Wii, Mario's Gold Mine, SNES Rainbow Road, Dragon Driftway, and Mute City. All of these new tracks came with that original Mario Kart 8 charm, each bringing their own unique and exciting atmosphere and soundtrack alongside them. Nintendo wasn't done though either, as before we knew it, another wave of DLCs was released in April of 2015. Once again, including new characters such as Villager, Isabelle, and Dry Bowser to the character roster. More importantly though, was the inclusion of 8 more tracks across 2 more cups, the Leaf Cup and the Crossing Cup. with fun notable tracks including my beloved 3DS Neo Bowser City, Super Bell Subway, Big Blue, Baby Park, and Wild Woods. The addition of these two DLCs was huge for Mario Kart 8 as they not only added 16 brand new tracks into the game, bringing the track list up to 48 and further expanding the world of possibilities, but they would pave the way for the future of the game as well. For 2 years after that, Mario Kart 8 would mostly just sit dormant, just waiting for the attention from Nintendo, and thankfully it would receive that, as when the Nintendo Switch released in March of 2017, it would bring Mario Kart 8 alongside it. However, it wasn't just the Mario Kart 8 that we knew, it was as I mentioned, the release of the Nintendo Switch would pave the way for the future of Mario Kart 8. Thankfully, they didn't just simply take normal old Mario Kart 8 and just transfer it over to the Switch, they took the opportunity to maximize it, which, I mean, makes sense. You got this new, shiny, impressive, fun console with the previously polished and revolutionary game that didn't quite get the attention it deserved, you might as well go ahead and spice it up a little bit more. And spice it up they did. The release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was successful beyond comparison. The game would go on to essentially become the headliner for the Nintendo Switch, which worked perfectly. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Nintendo Switch were like peanut butter and jelly. The opportunity to bring Mario Kart with you on the go in your backpack was just so convenient and unique. Nintendo took the opportunity of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to add some much needed improvements to the game as well, further building the atmosphere and enjoyment of the game at the same time. They started by cleaning up the main menu of Mario Kart with some new menu art and customization options, as well as some overhauls and additions, including a brand new revamped battle mode, which was 1,000 times better than it was in Mario Kart 8. This overhauled battle mode consisted of new and improved fun modes such as Shine Thief, Bomb Blast, and Renegade Roundup, as well as improving the pre-existing Balloon Battle and Coin Runners. On top of the new UI and battle mode changes, Nintendo added more characters as well, such as King Boo, Bowser Jr., Dry Bones, and the Inklings from Splatoon. However, my favorite change brought in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the improvement of racing itself. The addition of a second item box slot opened up a whole new world of opportunities when it came to racing, and the new Ultra Mini Turbo Drift gave drifting more strategy in a whole. There were other smaller additions too, of course, but those are the most notable in my opinion. It quickly became the most sold game on the Nintendo Switch, and further cemented the legacy of Mario Kart 8. Following the initial launch and updates to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it would once again sit dormant for several years. However, it was well worth the wait in my opinion, as in 2022, Nintendo would begin to publish a whole new DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Booster Course Pass. The Booster Course Pass was revolutionary for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Spanning over the course of 6 waves over about a year and a half, Nintendo would essentially double the size of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, adding not only new characters, but 48 new tracks as well. It was essentially just a brand new Mario Kart game on top of the already pre-existing one, and by the end of the Booster Course Pass, Mario Kart would be sitting at a character roster of 48 with a track list of 96. At the time, I loved the Booster Course Pass, and frankly, I still do. It got a lot of hate at the time for essentially just recycling Mario Kart Tour tracks into the game, and because the graphics weren't nearly as pretty as the base game in Mario Kart 8, which are both valid and fair arguments to make, but the community was also kind of nitpicky about it, where it got to the point where, to me at least, it felt like the community was more so just trying to find things to complain about, instead of just actually enjoying the game as a whole. But that's just me, and I enjoyed it, so that's all that matters. By the time the Booster Course Pass began rolling out, it had been roughly 7 years since the last new tracks were added into Mario Kart, so frankly, I was just hyped for more racing. The Booster Course Pass was great. It brought forth 8 brand new cups, all with a mix of both new and retro cups once again. These new cups included the Golden Dash Cup, the Lucky Cat Cup, the Turnip Cup, Propeller Cup, Rock Cup, Moon Cup, Fruit Cup, Boomerang Cup, Feather Cup, Cherry Cup, Acorn Cup, and the Spiny Cup. Unfortunately, the Booster Course Pass is just simply so massive I can't really go into all the smaller details of it, but I do want to give it the grace it deserves. Because I mean, hey, getting a basically whole another Mario Kart game for only like $25 was an absolute steal. Some of the most popular and loved tracks present in the Booster Course Pass included Coconut Mall, Wii Rainbow Road, Waluigi Pinball, Squeaky Clean Sprint, Yoshi's Island, Maple Treeway, Koopa Cape, and SNES Bowser's Castle 3. All in all, the Booster Course Pass did an excellent job of continuing the spirit of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for as long as it did. It preserved a lot of fan favorite tracks and modernized them into the Mario Kart 8 style, which I'm super thankful for. That's about it for the Booster Course Pass though, and as we get close to the end of this video, I just have a few more thoughts before I wrap it up. Before I finish out this video, I just want to once again show my love for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe just one more time. Mario Kart 8 was really the first video game ever besides Minecraft that just stuck with me for as long as it did. The gameplay was just so much fun, especially when competing with friends and family. It didn't take itself super seriously, there's no overlapping story or anything like that, which it doesn't need because it's a Mario Kart game, and that's what it did perfectly. It's awesome and I love this game. Most of this video has just been a pretty much overarching retrospective of me just glazing the game, but I do want to get ultra personal for a second and just talk about some of my favorite tracks across the entire game and the Booster Course Pass. Mount Wario. I would argue that Mount Wario is probably my favorite track in the entire game and my favorite track in the history of Mario Kart. I love the idea of just racing down a huge, long, snowy mountain. It's not a lap-based track either, it's a straight shot from start to finish all the way down the mountain, which I think they executed perfectly. From sliding down an icy track, to navigating through a snowy forest, to finally gliding down a ski slope, this track is simply just perfection from start to finish. I love it. Big Blue. This track is fantastic for many of the same reasons as Mount Wario. It's a straight shot from start to finish with a futuristic blue city as the racetrack itself. It's just pure speed from start to end and it's so much fun. Neo Bowser City. Shocker, I've mentioned this track like 3 times already this video, but I love it. I think it's super cool how it's a glowing city with the rain and the slick track, and racing on it is really hard, but when you get good at it, it's so much fun. This track was just made for speed and it's so fun to race through. Maple Treeway. This track just looks fantastic. The vibe of racing here is so much fun. The beautiful orange autumn atmosphere while you're racing through the trees is just so cool and so much fun every single time without fail. Waluigi Pinball, probably one of the most popular Mario Kart tracks of all time, and for good reason. This track is just so much fun. I mean, you're racing down a pinball machine. It looks awesome and it feels awesome to race on. Sunshine Airport. Something about this track is just so awesome to me. Maybe it's just the uniqueness of racing through an airport, but I love it. The flow is great and the atmosphere is just so much fun to race throughout, and that soundtrack is perfect. Super Bell Subway. For many of the same reasons as Sunshine Airport, racing throughout a subway station is just really fun and really unique. Racing alongside the train and that final drift before the finish line is just super sick. Finally, Wild Woods. This track is just super gorgeous and so much fun to race on. I feel like you can drift for this like half of the entire track, which is super huge for me. From start to finish, it's just a blast to race throughout, and I've always loved this track. Alright, well, that's basically about it. I love Mario Kart 8, and it's always been a super important game to me. I wanted to discuss just why I love it so much because it simply is just such an awesome and fun game. Thank you for sticking to the end of this video. This was an absolute beast to edit together, especially because I did the whole thing over the course of like 2 days. If this video gets to like 2,000 likes, which probably definitely will not happen, I'll do my best to get my hands on a Switch 2 and discuss my thoughts on the brand new Mario Kart world. That's all from me though. Please feel free to leave your thoughts on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, whether it be your favorite tracks, characters, soundtracks, whatever. I want to hear what y'all think of this game. And finally, thank you Mario Kart, and thank you Nintendo.